What do you think some of the hindrances are to that, churches that are culturally blended, that look like their city, that look like their community? What are some of the natural hindrances that if a pastor's watching this that they need to be mindful of? You know what, we need to be willing to let this go in order to see this happen.
Yeah, I think whatever you put on the table, if it is a hindrance to the gospel doing its natural organic work, I think that needs to be jettisoned. I really think in that regard, God is raising up, new units grow faster than older units. So I think church plants are being strategically used by God during these times. I watch some of the young people and some of the hip hop culture that has drawn beyond races becomes a common language, a common way to relate to each other. But I really do think with some of the older generations, I would say even in our merger, we ain't had one argument about race. We've had discussions about musical style, and ministry programs. And those are traditional things that you got to be willing to lay aside or reprioritize for the sake of Christian unity being truly expressed. I think the simple way to do is to define that as race issues, but it is not. I mean, I know churches where there's an 8 o'clock traditional service and a contemporary contemporary service, and they could be the same color. I know white churches like that, and I know black churches like that. And at 8 o'clock, they got the robes and the hymn, and at 11 o'clock, they got the guitar and the drums, and you better not, these are all white people or all black people, but you better not bring them drums, And I think we got to get over things like that so that our worship is in spirit and in truth, and that the essence of worship, and more importantly, the object of worship, trumps the style of worship, so that we are drawn into our comfort zones where we choose church where people like what we like. Not just that they look the way we look, but they like what we like. And wherever that is, whatever that ministry structures, ministry programs, music styles, all of those things, wherever those things become a hindrance, I think it shows truly where our values and priorities are if we allow those things to make the gospel and what it calls us to be and do secondary.